So here's where we're at. I blew the belt on my motorcycle. We're stuck at the exit for Laconia. There's actually a shocking break in bikes. But now I get to stand here for an hour until my buddy can come and pick me up. Welcome back, folks. Today we are riding from my buddy's house here in central New Hampshire all the way to Portland, Maine area to visit a friend. My buddy Dave should be with me right now, except he managed to get food poisoning very unfortunately last night. So he's incapacitated at the moment, but he's doing okay. So we'll hopefully reconvene with him tomorrow. But for now, we are going to have to do this riding alone. But that's okay. You know, we got to pivot in life. These are the things that happen. So we're going to get all ready here. We got the bike all unloaded, ready to rock and roll. And I'm actually running out of time here. I got to get moving, so we're going to hit the road. Or so I thought. Unfortunately, this video took a very strange turn after this clip was shot. So first things first, I've been riding for now 160, 70 miles probably. And I will say, I've never had this happen to me before, but I'm getting pretty hot. This coat is obviously thick. It's 85, 90 degrees out. Yeah, so this turned out to be more of a problem than I expected. Turns out I really didn't drink anything in the morning. I had eaten lunch and didn't really drink anything during lunch, and it all caught up to me right about this time. So shortly after I turned the video off, I went to a gas station, got a Gatorade, and definitely did not feel great for a little while. I did, however, manage to take a cool picture of the Haug and this cool boat and a picture of all the water I should have been drinking. I'll try to get some cool footage on the way back, and we'll see where it goes. And, well, you know, I promptly didn't do that as promised, and here's part of the reason why. What's up, guys? We're coming back at you here with an emergency motorcycle
walk of shame
out of the truck.
The walk of shame up the ramp of failure.
You know, I didn't hear him say this at the time, but ouch.
We could be loading it up under that street light or this street light, but we like adventure.
There comes a time in every man's life where you question, am I too old to be doing this? And I was definitely having those thoughts in this case, but looking back on it, I would still say no.
Does that winch always sound like it's dying?
I need to stop talking to this guy, I think. We then proceeded to strap this thing down as fast as we could and get the heck out of Dodge because we were definitely not on private property and definitely not welcome there. And as one can imagine, this is how my experience at Laconia ended. Let's cut to us in the garage a couple days later, showing you guys what's going on. And as you saw in that clip, we got ourselves into a little predicament. There's supposed to be teeth here. Exhibit A. This whole belt, or the whole, I should say half this belt, has been stripped of all of its drive teeth. So yeah, she's seen better days, clearly. So let's go ahead and replace it. So we were having a little too much fun at Laconia, thinking we're all cool, doing our little hard accelerations, maybe or maybe not, popping a wheelie. Instead, I spent an hour watching everyone else have fun while I sat on the side of the road. On private property, not on the road. And after 10,000 miles and 2 years on this belt, she decided no more. So here we are. Temporarily, we're going to swap the belt out, and then long term, we're going to do a chain conversion because I've done my research, and basically any belt you buy, any new pulleys you buy, anything like that, you are kind of on borrowed time with these things. I always knew that, but I really wanted to avoid a chain. I'm not a big chain fan. Go ahead here and get our pulley slash soon to be sprocket cover off. And once we do that, we can go ahead and drop the rear tire. So this is 3 bolts, pretty darn simple. The hardest part about this is your dang exhaust is almost always gonna be in your way. I mean, who knew when you increase your bike's power by about 30% that you're gonna break some stuff in the driveline. There we go, cheat a little bit. Cheating's only cheating if it doesn't work. And we should be able to sneak that around. Perfect. We can just pull this belt off right now. She's not doing us any good. Now we will loosen our axle nut. 1 1/8 on both sides. I think this goes to metric on some of the newer Sportsters. Don't quote me on that though. And we'll go ahead and drop the tire out. We're gonna lose all of our spacers, but that's fine, not a big deal. And just like that, the tire's out of the way. 1/4-inch wrench, T50 Torx. Pop this feller off real fast like, whoa! I can slide our belt through, get the old one out, and our new used one in. Slide that feller in there. Boom, boom. Get her around the foot peg mount. And just like that, we have a belt. Yay! And we'll tighten this guy back up. Now we're gonna do this a little bit rough because, to be honest, all this stuff's getting replaced anyway. But we'll get this guy jacked back up in there. Take our axle. Normally I would re-anti-seize this. It's gonna come off in no time at all, so we need to do that this time. It's also pretty fresh anti-seize because I just did the rear tire not that long ago. Whoa, that's not good. Don't leave me, Jack. Nice. And down we go. Go ahead and I'll put our pulley cover back on. And that one, and that one. Torque these to spec. That's 1. 2. And finally our little guy down here. Lastly, our little Torx bit for the brake lever. That's an important one, so we have rear brakes. Nice. And now we will go ahead and snug this slightly. Then we gotta adjust our belt tension. It's like a little bit more. That's pretty good. Gotta remember, on these higher suspension bikes, they only get tighter as you drop the suspension down. Got my calibrated zip tie here that I like to use to measure my swing arm length on each side. Put it on the front of the middle of the axle nut here. And then we slide this feller to the back of the thingamajig here. Wow, that is shockingly close. I'm gonna call that good, considering the amount of time we're using it for. This is 72 to 78 foot-pounds. I will actually get a torque wrench for this and tighten her down. Boom, she good. We'll just put our little caps back on. For the heck of it, they don't really do much, but they're there, so we'll reuse them. And lastly, the little C-clip, in case that nut comes loose, your axle doesn't come flying out. All right, guys, I'm gonna have a full video coming up here, converting this bad Jackson to chain drive, but for now, we got our belt, we got it adjusted, she's rocking and rolling, we'll be careful with her. I know that looks loose, but again, with the tall suspension, it tensions up nice. But anyway, we're good to go for now. We'll keep cranking on the old hog, and I'll see you guys later. We're going to wash this thing full chain drive, like I said, and just get it all dialed in. So as always, thanks for watching. I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.